God. Welcome to Science on the Streets. My name is Cynthia Bassi, and today we are talking about something that makes people run out of their houses and come and look up the sky. What is that? That's the eclipse. Some people call it that the sun swallowed the moon or the sun is disappearing, but whatever you call it, today we are going to be finding out what the eclipse means, how often this occurs, and what exactly happened during an eclipse. First of all, let's find out the science behind it, and then we check out what the people on the streets have to say about this.
Ever heard someone say the sky went dark in the middle of the day? Well, today we're talking about one of nature's most dramatic shows, the eclipse. I'll show you what really happens when the sun, moon and earth line up just right, why sometimes we get that ring of fire effect, and why it doesn't happen every single month. And don't worry, we've brought props, a torchlight, a football and a tennis ball, so we can see it happen right here. Okay, here's an easy guide. This torchlight will be our sun. The football is our earth. And this tennis ball, you guessed it right, our moon. Keep these in mind as we go along. Let's start with the most famous one, the solar eclipse. Watch it closely. The sun is shining on earth. Now, when I move the moon right between them, see that dark spot? That's the moon's shadow on earth. Exactly what happens during a solar eclipse. If the moon covers the sun completely, that's called the total eclipse. If it only covers part of it, that's a partial eclipse. And that tiny shadow spot, that's why total eclipses are so rare. Only people standing in that narrow path get the full blackout. Now, let's flip the script. When Earth comes between the sun and the moon moves into Earth's shadow, and we see a lunar eclipse because Earth's shadow is huge. Everyone on the night side of the planet can see this, and sometimes during this shadowing, the moon takes on a deep reddish glow. That's called a blood moon. It happens because sunlight bends through Earth's atmosphere, turning reddish before hitting the moon. Here's why this works. The sun is massive, about 1.3 million kilometers across, but very far away, about 150 million kilometers. The moon? Tiny by comparison, only 3,475 kilometers wide, but it's much closer, around 384,000 kilometers from Earth. And here's the amazing part. Even though the sun is 400 times bigger, it's also about 400 times further away. So to us, they look almost the same size in the sky. That's why the moon can perfectly block the sun during a total eclipse. Sometimes, though, the moon is slightly further away in its orbit, so it looks just a bit smaller. Then, even when perfectly aligned, a thin ring of sun remains around it. We call that an annular eclipse, or the famous ring of fire. Let's break down those shadows quickly. Umbra, darkest shadow, total eclipse. Penumbra, lighter outer shadow, partial eclipse. Antumbra, when the moon is too far to fully cover the sun, that's where annular eclipses happen. You might be thinking, wait, doesn't the moon pass between Earth and the sun every month? Yes, but the moon's orbit is tilted by about 5 degrees. Most of the time, it passes a little above or below the sun in the sky, so we get a normal new moon, not an eclipse. Only when the sun, moon and earth line up exactly at the crossing points of their orbits, do we see an eclipse. So here is your cheat sheet. Total, moon completely covers the sun. Partial, just a bite taken out. Annular, moon's too far, so you get the ring of fire. Hybrid, very rare, some places see it total, others see it annular. And eclipses don't just look cool, they feel cool, literally. Temperatures can drop a few degrees. Birds and animals get confused and behaves as if it's sunset. And if you're lucky enough to be in totality, you can even see the sun's corona, the outer atmosphere, which we never get to see otherwise. Here's an important reminder. Never look directly at the sun during an eclipse unless you are in full totality. The sun can still burn your eyes even when most of it is covered. Here's how to watch safely. Use ISO certified eclipse glasses or make a pinhole projector, just a tiny hole in a card projecting onto paper. You can also project the image through binoculars or a telescope, but never look through them without a solar filter. And please, regular sunglasses don't protect your eyes. So here is a fun fact. Did you know eclipses run on a timetable? There's a cycle called the Saros cycle, about 18 years, 11 days and 8 hours. So an eclipse you see today will have a twin very similar to it 18 years from now.
Have you ever heard of eclipse of the sun, eclipse of the moon? What do you know about it?
Well, I've heard about it. It's about when the sun and the moon meet. I think that's a little bit of when I
So have you ever experienced eclipse?
eclipse.
Okay, there's this myth around it that people say that when you meet is, the eclipse, when you come out, you pray, your prayers get answered, or any other myth. You don't know any other myth around it?
No, to some people, they say when such things happen, when it wants to happen, it means that would be the end of the world. To some people, they say that's the end of the world, and then it happens once that I witnessed, and all of us have to stay indoor. Nobody comes out, and we thought it would be the end of the world, though.
So to you now, is it something superstitious or is just science?
I think to me, I think it's nature.
Yeah, I know what eclipse means. Eclipse is an event or happening whereby the sun comes in between, I think, the moon and the earth, something like that. Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. So I think I have an idea back then in geography. So yeah.
So have you ever experienced one, and are there any superstitious beliefs around it that you hold, or you believe it's just science?
For me, it's just science. I think in 2006, that's when I experienced an eclipse, whereby I was in secondary school by then. It was by this time everywhere became dark. So we were told that time, don't look at the sun, don't look up. So we had to put a bucket of water in the basin. Then we looked how the whole phenomenon was happening.
The last occurrence, it happened 2006. I was still a child then, so I didn't know what it was. But now I actually know eclipses. For example, eclipse of the moon and sun. That's the two eclipses that occur. So over to her.
Yeah, I know about eclipse. About the recent one that happened. I can't remember the day especially, but my brother saw it. Even took a picture of it, but I didn't see it myself.
So do you believe that there are superstitious beliefs around eclipse, or it's just science?
It's science, obviously.
I like that answer in unison.
I think it's when another planet covers the moon, and sun is when another, like the moon covers the sun.
So have you ever experienced one, and do you think there are superstitious beliefs around it, or it's just science?
I just believe in science. Normally, the Earth once in a while it moves around. Not that it moves or does anything like that. Yeah.
Really, I just know it's a change of, I don't know, maybe the cloud or something of the sun. I think having different parts from the normal plain moon look, it's having a dividing, and then later it covers. I really don't know what happens, but I think I've heard that it's a sign of the world coming to an end. I don't know. But
Interesting, because I was going to ask you that. So do you believe the superstitious aspect of it, or you believe it's just science?
the superstitious I don't really know, but I know the world is coming to an end very soon. Christ is coming very soon. But it's possibly going to be a science fiction. But I just know God is coming very soon, Sha. But I don't know if it's
All right.
Eclipse of the moon and the sun, right? It is what I can say there is the process of these two objects trying to meet at a point. That is the only thing I understand about it.
All right, so we've heard what the people think, from the scientific answers to the mystical ones. Eclipses just shows us that the universe is full of wonders. So next time you see the sun covering the moon or the moon covering the sun, just know that it is nature showing us one of its greatest tricks. My name is Cynthia Bassi. Until I come your way next time, this is Science on the Streets.